Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online Facebook and YouTube. In the headlines, taxi drivers warn the traveling public to expect a drastic fare hike if fuel subsidy is removed. IWER students may have to pay more for their studies as the university considers raising fees. Post-carnival COVID spike recorded as expected, and internationally Ukraine's president begs for help against Russia's brutal attacks. And now the news in detail. The Trinidad and Tobago Taxi Drivers Association is warning of protests and a drastic increase in taxi fares if the fuel subsidy is removed. Last week, the Prime Minister indicated that with worldwide changes in the price of oil, the cost of maintaining the fuel subsidy has become prohibitive. The association's president, Adrian Acosta, said the Prime Minister has brought a lot of anxiety to taxi drivers. Acosta said if fuel subsidy is removed, taxi drivers will have no choice but to do some adjustments to their fares, as drivers will not at no point in time be taking that burden on their shoulders. Pointing out that taxi drivers have already suffered considerable losses since the start of the pandemic, Acosta noted that drivers have now come out of a 2-year drought and are now looking to get back on their feet. So for the government to now come at any point in time and take away this fuel subsidy, Acosta warned that it will have a very negative impact on the traveling public. Principal of the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine campus, Professor Brian Copeland, has confirmed that university is considering increasing student fees. However, when and how this will be done has not yet been worked out. IWER is expected to engage all stakeholders as soon as it has something to put on the table. The campus says it is well aware of the challenges that students face in this environment, and that will be taken into consideration. IWER student fees were last increased in 2001. In other news, a post-carnival spike in COVID-19 cases was recorded. However, according to information presented by the Ministry of Health, Technical Director Dr. Avery Hines, it was not significant enough to burden the country. Speaking during Wednesday's virtual press conference, Dr. Avery indicated it presented itself almost about a week after the official carnival weekend. International news, Ukraine's president has made an urgent and emotional appeal to Congress on Wednesday to come to his country's aid as it fights off a brutal Russian invasion. Mr. Zelensky is asking for help to protect his airspace, military assistance, and stronger sanctions as part of what he casts as a war for the cause of democracy itself. In a remarkably direct appeal by a wartime leader to policymakers in Washington, Mr. Zelensky addressed lawmakers on a large screen in a movie theater-style auditorium under the Capitol, invoking the memories of Pearl Harbor and the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks when the United States came under attack, as he pleaded for support, saying, "We need you right now." In more international news, a powerful earthquake has hit northeast Japan, cutting power to 2 million homes and prompting a tsunami advisory for parts of the coast. The magnitude 7.3 tremor struck the same region where a major earthquake triggered the Fukushima nuclear disaster 11 years ago. There were no immediate reports or damage of injuries in this latest earthquake. And that was the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online Facebook and YouTube, recapping the headlines. Taxi drivers warn the traveling public to expect a drastic fare hike if fuel subsidy is removed. IWER students may have to pay more for their studies as the university considers raising fees. Post-carnival COVID spike recorded as expected, and internationally Ukraine's president begs for help against Russia's brutal attacks. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas.
News from the street. News from the street. 919fm.com.
St. Patrick's Day has arrived, and it's the perfect excuse to get together over the unmistakable and bold liquid of Guinness Extra Stout. Let's spark a new kind of celebration and just be Irish for a day, even if you're not. Because during St. Patrick's Day, more than ever, anytime is Guinness time. Please drink responsibly.
Before, when I thought of Blue Band, only margarine and baking came to mind. But now, when I think of Blue Band, there's so much more. Like Blue Band's creamy mayonnaise and Blue Band's rich and yummy peanut butter. Put them all together and I'm spreading joy with tastier snacks, delicious baked goodies, healthy sandwich spreads, and more.
You too can spread the joy with Blue Band's family of products, available nationwide.
Get ready! Pretty British, Brother J, and Ali Berry presents Caribbean Soca Madness Part 1. Drink your water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Saturday, April 16th at the Onyx venue, 27A Queensway, Bletchley, Milton Keynes, featuring the big band in the business, IWER George.
Yes, and this is me, IWER George, the big boss in the business. April 16th, Soca Madness Part 1. Yes, I'm going to be in London. I'm coming to shell it.
If I had one wish, and Skinny Fabulous.
You know what I'm saying, yo, London, April 16th. It's all about the Caribbean Soca Madness Part 1. I will be
Music by DTTP, Rigo Suave, the Stage Guard, Selector G, Survival #1, and DJ Winx. Tickets available on Eventbrite UK. Early bird tickets, £25 from March 6th. For more info, call Allison at 4475.